Maybe Two Hats and a Beard should get on OnlyFans. What's going on? This is the Gamer Buff, a weekly rundown of gamer news. I'm Jefferson Carps with the Gamer Buff, Dove Larson. What's going on, Dove? How you doing?
Not bad. How are you, Carps?
I am terrific. And I want to start, before we hit the news, with a retro shout-out because I've been wearing it out this week, buddy. NES Rad Racer. Which leads me to, let me tell you something real quick. This game is so much harder than it was when I was a kid. Like, I know I got to get back into the flow of things, but Rad Racer is kicking my ass.
Dude, you can't half-ass it in Rad Racer. That's a brutal game. I don't know how you're doing it. Some of those retro racers are fucking tough.
Yeah, well, every other car on the road, their only intention is to take you out and send you flying into a sign. I will beat it. I've gotten better already. I will beat it by next week. But that leads me to this week's rankings, Dove. Top 5 racing games. Go.
All right. I'm going to stick a little bit retro, but, we're going to talk about some current series, current franchises. For me, number 5, Wipeout. An oldie buddy goodie. They keep remastering it and making it look prettier and prettier, and it runs faster and smoother. Great game. I love Wipeout. Number 4, Need for Speed. My favorite was Most Wanted, but I love the classic ones the most. They're all really, really good, but Need for Speed. Number 4. Number 3. I told Jeff this is my hidden gem of the Super Nintendo era. Rock and Roll Racing. Go check it the fuck out. It's amazing. It's sci-fi. It's racing. You get to like upgrade your vehicle. It's a lot of fucking fun. It's a little bit of off-road. It's fucking cool. Check it out. Number 2, Gran Turismo series. I love it. They're just so cool. They're so realistic. I love the graphics in all of them, and it's a lot of fun to have building up your garage with all your cars.
All right, Gran Turismo, the series, that's number 2. What is the best all-time racing game?
All-time racing game, I'm just going to pick it. I could say the series, but Mario Kart 64 has to be number 1.
It's not even close.
The 64 is when it turned into just the master class of racing games that it is. I mean, the analog stick helped a lot. It was nice to have that instead of the old thumb pad, which, kind of hurt your thumb after a couple races.
Yeah, it really did.
So I love that, and I mean, it's just a classic for a reason.
It's great. And with Mario Kart 64, 4 players, you could plug in 4 controllers. You had your little cube. You could go at it.
Exactly. That's what separated it from Super Nintendo, is because you had an automatic 4 controllers in the 64. Yeah. You could play with your friends if you had any. I usually was screwed. So, great game.
Yeah, absolutely. Mario Kart 64, there's nothing that can challenge it as the best racing game of all time. It's also, I especially love it. I don't think I've ever been as good at a game as I was at Mario Kart 64. And we would have Mario Kart 64 parties.
Hell yeah.
Every weekend. It was fucking great. Honorable mention to Road Rash.
Great game.
The old motorcycle.
Yes.
The characters were great. They all had really big heads.
Yes.
And you beat the hell out of people riding on the motorcycle. Road Rash was great.
I think the sequel, Road Rage, they went too far. It was too much. But Road Rage was great.
Beautiful list. All right. Let's hit the news. Dove, coming soon. My 5 favorite words in gaming. Side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's called Rita's Revenge. It's a new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. What's going on?
It's exactly that. It's a retro-style Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They're going to try to interweave some cool lore from all the old TV shows that some nerds like myself watched. And it's going to be great. It looks retro, but it's got a lot of color. It's got a lot of great movement. I love the way it looks. It looks like a nice, smooth, beat 'em up side scroller. And they are going to feature some like vehicle battles. They haven't shown too much of that, but I'm pumped because like that's what makes the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the Power Rangers. It's getting in them vehicles.
And as a '90s kid, gamer who's an adult now.
Yep.
anything that's like, Turtles in Time or the newer Shredder's Revenge, like that style of game, that arcade style,
Yes.
beat 'em up, like that new Karate Kid game they're working on that we talked about a few weeks back. It's just awesome, dude. Sign me up. Where the hell do I sign up? Where do I sign up? Sign me up. Hey, Dove.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
Hello.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Dove, God of War star Christopher Judge had a little something to say to that tiny little pipsqueak weasel running Amazon Games, their CEO. What's going on there?
Well, Christopher Judge is firing back after some, let's just put it simply, nonsense said by, I want to get his name right, that's why I'm looking.
It's Pipsqueak Weasel. I believe I covered
no,
it.
his nickname, or his middle name, is Hasno. It's Christopher Hartman.
Has no heart, man.
Gotcha.
I gotcha.
This person, the CEO of Amazon Gaming, said that there is no acting in video games.
Yeah.
So why do we need it? So he's just basically saying that they're going to lean heavy on AI, and this whole strike is kind of crap. And Christopher Judge firing back, man. I love it because one of the best features that grabs me in a good game is great acting, whether it's voice acting or the action capture like Christopher Judge does in God of War. It's very essential to a good game. He took the God of War series and put a whole nother layer onto it. A great voice actor in the first series of God of War, but when Christopher Judge took over, it was just this great, like, cinematic, epic movie style game that he just brought a whole nother dimension to. So for him to say that, it gives a lot of power.
God of War. Yeah, so basically, this little weasel running Amazon Games, his whole job is to make money. He does what he does, but like, be smarter about it and be honest instead of saying, this is about the gamer and we just want to get stuff out quicker to you. No, you don't. You don't want to pay these actors. You want to have AI, which is never going to be as good. It's not.
Nope.
And that's all there is to it. So he says that there really is no acting in video games.
Nonsense.
And Christopher Judge, as part of a shout out to the star of The Last of Us 2, says, yeah, there's no acting. Then he says, absolutely brilliant, because it was absolutely brilliant. But gives a dig, drops the hammer on No Heart Weasel Man from Amazon Games, Christopher Judge. To be continued with the whole strike and AI versus real actors, to be continued. But it's good to have someone big step up like that. Love it. Dove, Cyberpunk 2077, the sequel, may come out on PS6?
Likely, yeah.
What's happening?
Well, Jeff, I'm not that astonished by it, I guess. I would love it if it came out earlier, but to be honest, the original Cyberpunk was right on that cusp of when the PlayStation 5 came out and the PlayStation 4's life cycle was ending. It didn't work out great. It wasn't just because of that life cycle by any means. Things just weren't thoroughly tested. There were a lot of bugs. So they don't want a repeat of that. And because of that, like, interweaving, like, which generation do we port this game for, it might actually just be smarter for them to focus on the next generation. These games take a while anyway, so no one was expecting Cyberpunk 2077 2.
Yeah.
You need a better title. But no one was expecting that within just 1 or 2 years of the last extension, Phantom Liberty, coming out. So we knew it was going to be a while. I'm not that shocked. I think it'd be great if they focused on PS6 and made sure that launch was great.
Yeah, maybe have it be, one of the first games, or even like the second wave of games to PS6.
Yeah.
And the last update, there's tons of new gameplay. So
it's almost a
still,
sequel in itself.
Yeah, right,
it is
exactly.
a lot of extra meat.
So that game came out, struggled. They cleaned it up. They fixed a lot of issues, a lot of bugs, which, leads me to issues and bugs. Explain to me, what the hell happened with Star Wars Outlaws early access, PS5 specifically.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, if you were one of the lucky members on PS5 to shell out nearly twice the amount,
North of
the normal game,
$100, $115, $130,
depending
on
upon the version.
yeah.
If you were one of those lucky folks, there was a patch that came out yesterday or the day before, which basically said you're going to have to restart your game. No save files are going to carry over from your previous. If you update, your save file is going to have to be reset. So
Right.
right. What's the point of early access if you're just going to have to scratch everything that you did in early access? That is just one of the biggest boners I've seen since Cyberpunk's release.
It's, for a company that big, Ubisoft, it's, you know what? You pay for this early access, you're waiting for midnight,
Right.
local time. At midnight, you hop on there, you play the game.
One of those
And
nerds who does that
You
shit.
right, a lot of people, and you play it that's what you paid for.
Exactly.
You play this game for a few hours, and all of a sudden, you got to update this patch. But when you do, everything you've accomplished so far, gone. Start over.
Redo. Yeah, it
It's
really
completely
fucks
ridiculous.
up the immersion, I'll tell you that.
It's just completely ridiculous. You can't do that. And then they're going to
No.
give away, here's some Ubisoft bucks.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Shut up,
All your
dude.
other games are going to be fucking corrupt too, so.
It's ridiculous. It's terrible. It
cares.
can't happen. And you're not overly impressed with this game anymore.
No, I mean, I haven't gotten my hands on it yet. I'm waiting for a demo because I ain't spending money on this heaping pile. But, I mean, most reviews coming out are very lukewarm at best. Some sites are trying to chime it up, but, dude, it's not looking impressive. And, if it's not getting a great reception and there's already issues with it, I'll wait till there's a solid state that's either free, demo, or very, very discounted before I'm gonna fucking try this one.
Best rating I've seen on this game is about a mid-70.
Yeah.
Okay. Not terrible, not great, but what's terrible is what you did, especially to the PlayStation 5 players of this game. That can't happen.
No, not these
you
days.
know, that can't happen. All right, Dov, what's coming up Monday? You have a review at Two Hats to the Beard. This is a indie review. We're excited about this one. What do you got Monday?
The Dark Horde.
The Dark.
Oh man. I've put some time into this game and I fucking love it. I'm not gonna bury the lead at all. It's really good. If you like deck builders, or even if you don't, if you've played like some RPGs like Final Fantasy VII Remake or Witcher 3, if you like some of those deck builders they interweave into those games, you will like this game. It's a lot of fun. The representation, the decks, the characters, the vibe, the atmosphere, the music. I don't have any bone to pick with this game. It's really good. The review will be out Monday, but regardless of that, just go play the game. There's a demo out now. Early access will be out September 9th.
Demo is out now on Steam. Just Google the Dark Horde. But the third search you're going to see is how to access this game on Steam. The official review out early Monday, and for the rest of time, the Dark Horde. Dove's Indie Spotlight coming out Monday. Jim Adams.
Yeah, no, you guys were on it today. Clean as a whistle.
Nothing to clean up.
Nothing to clean up at all. You guys are the shit.
How are you?
Like you care.
Thank you, Jim. He's the gamer buff, Duff Larson. Please like, share, subscribe for more content. We got Dove's Digital Deep Dive. Big time game reviews. We have the Indie Spotlights, the new one, Dark Horde, coming out Monday. And the Gamer Buff podcast you're watching right now. It's all at Two Hats and a Beard. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. We'll do it again in a week. Game on!
Game on, Jeff.
He's got to end it. You're pumping your fist, but I don't know what that means. Don't look me in the eyes. You're not allowed. He's not allowed to make eye
Get
contact.
over this, Jam.
Kill the thing.
Kill button.
We got to fix this ending because every week
It's done. Goodbye.
raising the pitch of your voice. What are you doing?
Ubisoft.
He's doing
more like
his Seinfeld
Uba
impersonation.
Stang. Am I right, everybody?